Before we start this video, do like and subscribe to our channel and not miss on any updates.
Hello dear students, if you have written examination in May 25, of course the first thing you are waiting for is results. When will the results be declared? Results are most likely to be declared in the first week of July. Okay, that is not in our control. Nobody knows the exact date. Whoever is claiming that this is the date, this is the approximate date, that is more to gain engagement, nothing else. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, for CA Inter students, a lot of you would be waiting for, after the results, what is to be done? How do we choose the right kind of articleship firm? How do we make the best in 2 years of articleship time? What are the skills we should be learning? When should we start final preparation? A lot of students have this question in mind, and this video actually addresses all your questions. Okay, the first thing, how to choose the right kind of firm? What is the domain we should be choosing? Should we choose tax? Should we choose statutory audit? Should we choose internal audit? What have to be chosen? That is one big question which goes around in a lot of students' mind. Now the answer to this question will differ from student to student. Okay, but I'll give you some pointers which can actually help you to decide the right firm. Okay, first coming to the firm, and then I'll talk about the domain. As far as the firm is concerned, before joining any firm, okay, please understand, this is the first time you are working in a proper formal setup. Most of you have not worked earlier elsewhere. This is the first time you are working, and if you choose the wrong firm, you will hate your job your entire life. So first thing is you have to choose the right firm. Sir, what is the meaning of right firm? For some of you, it is well sorted that we will choose or we will join Big 4 or Big 6. You are already sorted. Okay. Now, if you want to join Big 4 or Big 6, we'll talk about advantages and disadvantages, but then you are already sorted. Now, the next question comes is, how do we choose the right kind of mid-sized firm or large firms, or should we join a small firm? What should we do? I would generally prefer students to join a firm which has at least 20 articles. I'll tell you a few reasons for this. If your firm has at least 20 articles, the first advantage of that is, because it has 20 articles, generally the work culture will be better, first thing. Okay. And the second thing is, if you have a larger firm, your network will be better, you will be a good team player, you will understand how team functions and all of that. Okay, I am not saying a firm with 5 articles or 10 articles is bad, I am not saying that. You can also join a small firm. But here you have to do some more due diligence. Okay, generally a mid-sized firm which has many partners and good amount of articles, generally the firm will be good. But if it is a small firm with 1 or 2 partners and only 2 or 3 articles, then there you have to do a proper due diligence, because I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of students getting stuck with the wrong kind of principle. Okay, there are enough posts on LinkedIn, social media, you can go and search how they have not got leaves, how they have not been paid stipend, the kind of work is not great. So you have to be extra careful. You go and talk to your seniors, go and talk to someone who knows about the firm, and then join the firm. Just don't blindly join any firm without doing a due diligence at your end. Sir, how do we get to know who is working there? Just search the firm name in LinkedIn. Okay, you will find at least 4 or 5 people working there. Connect with them, talk to them. Okay, sir, what if they tell a lie? Then it is your bad luck. We can't do much about it. But try to find out someone who is working in the firm and try to get an actual insight of how things are happening in the firm. Only then you will be able to choose the right kind of firm. Okay, then those of you who are planning to join Big 4 or Big 6 firm, 2 things I want to tell upfront. Number 1, workload will be way too high. Okay. Sir, will we be able to manage? Yes, there are students who have been able to manage. We had our students who had joined, Big 4 firms and they passed CA final also with flying colors. That is possible. There is no doubt about it. In fact, even in the previous attempt, some of our students have joined Big 4 firms like Deloitte, EY and all. They are working nicely. They have also started their preparation. They are managing their work and they are managing their studies as well. So, Big 4 and Big 6, if you are joining, please understand, first thing, work pressure will be high. And the second thing is, you must be smart enough to take some time out to do your preparation. That is very, very important. Okay. And yes, the kind of work exposure you will get will be amazing. The kind of processes they have, the kind of documentations they do, the way they look at things will be very different. Corporate exposure will be very different. So all of that will be great. But one disadvantage also would be that you will get stuck with 1 or 2 clients only. Because every quarter there will be a limited review, your 6 months will be gone with a single client. So you may not have opportunity to learn diverse things. If you are in stat audit, you will be stuck in stat audit only. You will not have time to look at tax or internal audit or something else. Okay, both pros are there, cons are there. You have to weigh and see, can I manage the time? Can I manage my studies? Can I manage the work stress? Okay, if all of the answer is yes, you can definitely go ahead and join. Okay, so that is how to choose the firm. Then the question is which domain to choose. Some of the students are very clear that they want to learn taxation. Join a tax firm, no problem. Some of the students are very clear that they don't want tax, don't join tax. Okay, then a lot of us are confused because we don't know how things work. For most of you, stat audit will give you a good amount of exposure. And if you are someone who wants to understand in depth of how the processes work, how organization functions, how things move from one department to another department, what are the controls in place, if you want to get a wholesome picture of an organization functioning, then internal audit can be your choice. Please remember, internal audit will require a lot of travel. Okay, most of the cases internal audit will require a lot of travel. If you want an overall view of the financial statement, reporting and all of that, you can choose stat audit. If you are one with tax mindset, you should go ahead and join taxation. Okay, even in that you have DT and IDT, accordingly you can choose. So we have covered how to choose the right kind of firm and the domain. Now the next question, interview preparation. How to prepare for articleship interviews? Very simple thing I would tell you. Work on your communication, be confident while communicating, answering. That is the most important thing. They will not be testing you in depth of how this happens in real life, how that happens in real life, because even the interviewer knows that you have just passed CA Inter, you have only theoretical knowledge, you don't have a practical experience. So they will limit the questions to whatever you have learned. Whatever you have learned in terms of accounting standards on auditing, income tax provision, GST provision, what you normally prepare for examination, just brush up those concepts. Okay, so they may ask something like, if you are going for, let's say, stat audit, then they may ask requirement of, let us say, documentation, audit report, okay, engagement letter, risk assessment, all of those things. Then on accounting standards, they may specifically ask on, let us say, revenue recognition, leases, okay, contingent liabilities, property, plant and equipment, something like that. In GST, they may ask about input tax credit. In income tax, they may ask about some disallowances, something like that. So whatever you have learned in CA Inter, just brush them up. That would be more than sufficient. The most important thing here is your communication skills. How confident are you in answering their questions? And one tip I would give you here is that if you do not know an answer to a particular question, don't try to make up the answer. Okay, don't try to make up the answer. If you don't know an answer, just say, sorry, I am not aware of the answer. I would definitely want to know the answer, or I will check the answer and then, I'll try to update myself. Okay, don't try to do wild guesses or random guesses, because the interviewer is more smart than you are. Okay, he or she would be interviewing thousands of candidates. So don't think that you can outsmart that person. If you don't know, you don't know. Be upfront. Okay, so that is what they would be testing: your personality, your communication, and of course skill levels, right? Then coming to skills that you should be working on before the interview, before the articleship starts. Of course, you would have completed IT and OC training by now. If you have not, then please go ahead and complete it as soon as possible, because again, the demand for the batches will increase significantly after the results are declared. Apart from what you learn there, you should learn working on practical aspects of how to use Excel, some accounting software, like let us say you can work on Tally, or if some client is on Zoho Books, or if someone is on QuickBooks. Okay, depending on what is your area of interest, have a basic understanding. As far as Excel is concerned, we have an amazing course where I have recorded about 12 hours of content based on my 10 years of experience. Okay, all the experience is power packed in that 12 hours of content. It will be really helpful to all of you. You can use the coupon code as a special offer, because you have watched video till here. You can use the coupon code Excel and get 50% off. So you can get the course at under 1000 rupees. And it will be worth your investment. Okay, so you can use this coupon code. Also, you can share it with your friends. Then, so those are the skills. Then, apart from this, you should also work on how to use AI tools effectively. Okay, it could be any AI tool, ChatGPT, it could be Perplexity, it could be Gemini, whatever it is. Start using those tools. Look at what all functionalities do these tools have to offer. Okay, how you can summarize something, how you can convert something to a table, how you can get it, how you can get certain information. Start working with AI tools so that when you join a firm, you are ready with these skill sets. Okay. Then after you start your articleship, how to study alongside articleship? Do we need to study alongside articleship? When I'm saying study, I'm talking about CA final. I highly recommend, and I've done it myself. I have recommended to a lot of my students who have passed their CA final with flying colors. You should start preparation the very next day of starting your articleship. Now you may say, sir, we don't have time. The articleship period is busy. We have so much of work to do. Yes, I understand. There will be work, but please understand, 2 years of articleship will not make you pass your CA exams. The study that you do will make you pass your CA exams. So it is important to start your studies. Initially, you may feel overwhelmed, too much of work and all of that, but gradually you will have to figure out how to take out at least 2 hours per day to prepare for your CA final examination, and only when you do that you will have enough time to revise after your articleship gets completed. Okay, so that is one thing you have to keep in mind. And how to be efficient and productive. Now when I say efficient and productive in your work, few things. First is, whenever you see a repetitive task, okay, think of it, can you automate it? Okay, can you automate a particular task using Excel or using any other plugins or AI tools? Can you automate a task? For a simple thing like, let us say, when I used to work, that point of time, a lot of client places, what they used to do is they used to manually do the P&L balance sheet schedules and all of that. Now, when I took over the work for audit and all, what I did, just the trial balance needs to be updated. Once the trial balance is updated, all the schedules, all the balance sheet numbers, P&L, cash flows, everything should be updated automatically. Okay, so a simple thing like automation of cash flow statement. Once you have a P&L balance sheet and schedule, the cash flow statement should be prepared automatically. Okay, simple example. So try to use automation in terms of a calculation of, let's say, interest on delayed payment of TDS, that should be automated, right? So you can use a lot of Excel functionalities and make things faster. That is one. Second is, do one thing at a time. One thing at a time, one task at a time. That will increase your efficiency to the next level. Okay, don't try to do 10 things at the same time. I am doing final accounts of a particular client, I am auditing one particular client, I am finalizing the audit report of the second client, 10 Excel sheets are open on the desktop, Tally is open, this QuickBooks is open, some TDS software is open. If you have so many things open, your efficiency will be zero. Okay, so what you have to do only one thing, finish that work and move on to the next task. That is one more thing. So to be efficient and productive, and this is applicable even when you are studying, when you are going out, undivided attention to what you are doing at the moment, that is what is needed, right? So I hope this tips and tricks will help you choose the right firm, get the right kind of experience during articleship, and also help you prepare in the CA final examination. And also one more thing, when you are in your articleship, please understand, you are not in employment. Don't take too much of workload and headache. The CA firm was running before you joined, the CA firm will continue to run after you join. Okay, so please keep that thing in mind. Have a balance, your work, your life, your studies. Have a balance between these three and put a lot of efforts in learning things. You are learning, even in articleship, you are learning. You are not yet a qualified chartered accountant. So learning should be the motto, right? So once you learn the right kind of skills, that will help you to decide the career after a CA final examination. Thanks a lot for watching. Do share this video with your friends as well so that they can also find this helpful.